Hello, this is Toby, and today I'll be showing you how to grow epiphyllums from cuttings. So all you need is just some pots and some cacti and succulent mix, and you want to get your epiphyllum cutting, which you should have bought online or you should have bought somewhere or taken from your own plant. And what they look like is just the stem segment of an epiphyllum. So I have different types here, and these three are all pink flowering. There's different types, and this is the white flowering. So I'm going to be planting this individually and these all three in one pot. So once you've got your cutting and you know it's calloused over like this, all you want to do is just get a pot and just stick the cutting in like that, and they will root. So I'm just going to stick 3 in one, and I might separate them later or not, depending on how I feel. So we're going to stick them in. Some of them have spines, so we stick them in, and we're going to add some soil. Oh, that fell out. Might get a stick or something, or yeah, I'll get the end of a toothbrush and help that in. Get a little hole, and just, there we go. I'm going to get some soil, just cover it up. And we're not going to water it, we're just going to mist it probably once or twice a week. And when they grow roots, you'll know they grow roots when they have new growth. So planting this one in here, and they do flower in around 3 to 4 years. The epiphyllum I have, the Epiphyllum oxypetalum, I've had for only around 3 or 4 years. I was grown from a single leaf stem like this, and last year, I think it was this year, either this year or last year, it produced a massive white flower at night. So I'll show you my epiphyllum, but this is what they should look like when you grow them from cutting. Just stick them in there. I've got some angulages going as well, and this one was grown from one single leaf or segment. You can see it's just a segment, and it's pretty old and it's massive. So they do grow, and in a couple of weeks they should root in around a couple of weeks to a month. So yeah. Now there's a way in which you can root epiphyllum cuttings, which is apparently if you put them in some water, they will root. Now I'm a bit skeptical about this because epiphyllum, although it's the epiphytic tropical cactus, it's still a cactus, and cactus can rot very easily from my experience. I know sometimes when you forget to take them in when it rains, they'll rot. So although this can tolerate a bit more water, I don't know if it can survive standing in water, so we're going to test it out. These are Epiphyllum angulager cuttings, which didn't root for some reason. I put them in autumn, because I purchased them in autumn, put them in some soil and left it over the winter, and it still hasn't formed roots. So I don't know what's going to happen, but we're just going to see if I just place these guys in water, will it root? So we're just going to lean them against the wall here, propping it up like that. I have 2 in this cup. It's a bit hard to feel. We'll have this one there. I'm just gonna put 1 in one more, probably like that, or yeah, oops. You always curve it in like that, and yeah, like that. Now I don't know if that's it's going to root or not. It might. The bottom, I have a feeling that the bottom's gonna rot, but we'll see what happens. To my surprise, the epiphyllum cuttings actually rooted. So whoops, let me just show you what they look like. Let me just make sure that doesn't fall over. Let's lean in on that. Take this one out. There's actually roots. And what else I've noticed is since the cuttings are a couple of months old, the water usually starts to run out of these cuttings because of transpiration. And now after the roots, they've bloated up again. You can see it's very thick, especially these two. Look how fully pumped that is. So bloated. So I think it's time to move them into pots. So these were the pots they were in previously that didn't root. So we're gonna show you what I'm gonna do. All I'm going to do is take the cutting. In case you guys are wondering, all of these have roots. So we'll take a cutting like this one, for example. Let me just try to balance the other one so it doesn't fall over. There we go. Take it, we'll put it in an individual pot. hit the soil, and we can water it obviously. Now, oh whoops, why did that fall out? That shouldn't have fallen out. Let me just put that back. Don't think I buried it deep enough, so that's why. I know some soil's getting in the other container, but this cutting's a bit wonky, so it might not balance properly. Yeah, it definitely won't balance properly. It's a bit wonky. See that? It's a bit wonky. We're gonna lean it. I'm just gonna lean that against somewhere so it balances. And I'm gonna take another one. Put it in here. This one's really stiff right now. This is full of water, so I'm taking it out just so that I think if I keep it for any longer it could rot, because before it was deflated and it could take a lot of water, but if I let it take more water the cells will burst and the cell will die and then it could rot. So you can see this one stood up fairly easily. So we're just filling the pot up. And I'll show you the other ones as well, that while I'm down here, they've started to show some growth. So that's really nice. We'll put this one in as well. And to have 3, I could put them in one basket, or I can just have 3 individual plants. It's really what you prefer. And I've just used some leftover cacti mix I made. So yeah, we're just gonna put them in here. Pour some water. So 3, let me show you guys. There's 3. I'm just gonna water them slightly. Just pour the leftover water from the little cups into the container, and there they are. And these have rooted, believe it or not. If I gently pull, they don't move, which means it's rooted. And you can see some aerial roots on that one. These have all started to because when you know it's rooted, sometimes you missed it and some water gets in. What happens is they'll tend to go dry before the rooting. It'll start deflating quite a lot, and then afterwards, once it roots, it'll take in water and it'll inflate again. That's what happened with these, especially this. This is solid hard, but it was really soft a couple of days ago. And I'll just show you the bottom of the container. You can see there's a single root coming out. So that means that these have rooted. So they're really easy to root, and I'll show you what new growth looks like when new growth occurs. So this is probably the final update of the epiphyllums I'm going to do, and to show you what it looks like after we propagate it. So you can see new growth, a lot of it. 2 new leaves here, or not leaves, segments. New growth on the top, massive growth, bigger than the original piece, but that's really good. That's going to continue to grow. I might keep these 3 in the same container, or you can separate them if you have multiple plants. So this is actually Disocactus ackermanii, so not really an epiphyllum. And these I'm pretty sure are actually Selenicereus anthonianus, not Epiphyllum angliches, because I purchased one here and it looks different. I know the leaves are smaller, but they can get much larger. But you can see the shape. This is a sort of squiggly round shape, while this is more of a sharper triangular shape. If you see here, I know it looks really similar, like just look at this new growth. It looks really similar, but it's actually different. So yeah, it works for a lot of these epiphytic cactus, these methods. But this just shows it grows, new growth on top. Same with this new growth up here. This is kind of obvious, new segment. So you can leave these if you want in a little container, and it'll look good in a hanging basket, or you can separate them. This one has a red flower, and these 2 I'm pretty sure are pink flowering ones. This is a white one. Now if that's Selenicereus anthonianus, it's probably if you've seen the flowers, it's a reddish purplish color. So I think that's pretty good for propagating. And so yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.